Once again, as an introvert, last night I noticed that I have this like 2 hour, maybe sometimes even 1.5 hour window. I feel for everyone who has anxiety. It's awful. The whole city is basically covered in ice. Again, I just can't cook. It just fails every single time. Work has just been crazy. It's been just nonstop, back-to-back meetings. It feels like we are already 2 months into the year. Hi, and welcome back to a very busy and overwhelming but also cozy week in the middle of January, where I struggle to keep up with my life and social obligations as a 42-year-old perimenopausal child-free woman living in Berlin, Germany with my husband and our 2 fluffy cats. This week, I talk about my experience with anxiety due to low estrogen, and as always, I'm sharing random bits and pieces of my life. So if that sounds interesting to you, welcome, and I hope you enjoy watching. Happy Monday. It's the second Monday / the second year of the week, and I'm finally feeling so much better. And I'm so glad that Monday is pretty much over. I'm about to finish my work day, go to the gym, do body pump, take a shower, and then Monday is out of the way, which is really exciting. But yeah, I wanted to share that I've been feeling awful for the last 3-4 weeks, like maybe even 2 months. I don't know. So basically, even before starting Mounjaro, like that cycle, I felt really off, like kind of low, no energy, no like joy in life. And I was like, oh, that's a shitty cycle, I suppose. So I started Mounjaro, kind of continued feeling a little bit off. Then I got a second period during that cycle, and I was like, okay, my cycle is obviously totally off. And then I started researching some more, found out, which I already kind of knew, that Mounjaro affects your HRT or like any oral medication. And then I switched from oral progesterone to vaginal progesterone, and basically immediately started feeling better because I was also feeling a little bit anxious, just not like grounded in a way, I suppose. And then I don't know, I was kind of on and off, having good weeks, good days, bad days. I also, as I already shared, was sick twice in December. So I was like, oh man, I just really don't feel my best. And then my PMS week just before Christmas, I felt really bad. Like I had all this rage, like to an extent that I have never experienced before. Like I was so mad at everything. And I also felt anxious, like basically sort of for the first time in my life, like proper anxiety, like I could feel it in my bones. It was like the most unpleasant feeling ever. So I feel for everyone who has anxiety. It's awful. It's like the probably most awful sensation I've ever experienced. And then get my period, started to feel a little bit better. And then over New Year's, I was so stressed about like the fireworks over New Year's. My neighbor who was being a little bit annoying, like everything was stressing me out to a level that I hadn't experienced in a while. And then the anxiety started to return multiple times per day. I would feel just so restless and just awful, just like truly awful, like especially mentally. And I didn't know what was going on. And I was starting to feel more and more anxious about the whole Mounjaro thing. And I was like, oh my God, what am I doing here? Am I hurting myself? Is this just an awful idea? Talked to my doctor about it. She didn't know what was going on. There's hardly anything online about like anxiety on Mounjaro. There's like a few posts on Reddit where I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, long story short, I think I figured it out. I'm pretty sure I figured it out. And I just hope that by the time this video is released, I still feel just as good and it hasn't returned and I really found the culprit. And it's kind of simple and kind of scary. I was just low on estrogen, and I probably had been even before starting Mounjaro. But then when you lose weight, apparently you do, or like some people, most people, I don't know, do need more estrogen when they are on HRT. Like a slimmer person apparently does need more estrogen because we have less estrogen stored in our like belly fat or whatever. I don't know the exact mechanics behind it, but yeah, looks like I was low on estrogen, and it took a lot of like back and forth to figure this out and a lot of researching, and I actually tried lowering my estrogen first for a few days because I was just, I don't know, I felt like I was about to like stop everything, stop HRT, stop Mounjaro for a few weeks and see how I feel. But I'm so glad that after a few days with like half a pump of estrogen, I finally sort of took the leap. And I think last Sunday, like it's been a good week now, I started taking 2 pumps of estrogen for the first time since starting HRT, and I just started feeling better every single day. And for me, like estrogen kicks in pretty fast. That was also my experience when I started HRT. And when you look it up online, apparently it takes like 3 to 5 days to achieve steady estrogen levels. Again, I don't really know why for some women apparently it takes like up to 3 months to feel better on estrogen, but I consider myself to be very lucky that it doesn't take as long for me. But yeah, I went from having, I don't know, 3 to 5, I don't know if I can call them anxiety attacks, to like, it felt like the estrogen basically washed it away. And now I feel positive, happy, calm. I do have energy again. And I'm so thankful, and I'm so just hoping and praying that it's going to stay that way. I think I should or will be more aware, like even more aware. I feel like I'm already hyper aware of what's going on in my body, but I will try to be even more aware of how I feel. And anytime these symptoms start back up again, I think I will just slowly increase my estrogen even more. I mean, 2 pumps is like the starter dose, and I have been on 1 pump for this entire time. So I'm not on like a crazy high dose or anything. But yeah, that was really scary. That's a lot to share for Monday. I think I will try to get a little bit more work done before I leave for the gym. I'm really excited to go. Again, like I haven't really had much energy to work out over the last quite a few weeks. So I'm really glad to be back at it. And I went running on Saturday, and it was the first time in a while that I actually once again had a runner's high. I think that's gonna be sort of my litmus, how do you say that? My test for, do I have enough estrogen? Do I get a runner's high? Because I don't if that makes sense. Anyway. It's Tuesday, it's lunchtime. I have not left the house all day, and I will probably not leave the house until later today when I meet a friend for dinner, because the whole city is basically covered in ice. It's freezing, and there was like ice rain the whole night, so everything, like everyone keeps saying like just stay inside, it's crazy slippery outside. It's a bit of a bummer because I would really like to and need to go grocery shopping, and I would just like to leave the house, but I don't think that that's a good idea. So I'm gonna opt for a frozen meal, which I haven't done in a while. I'm still very lazy when it comes to cooking, but I still try to keep it healthy. So I'm gonna make something that my husband often makes, and that's pelmeni. They are like Russian sort of dumplings, and we have one kind with meat and then another kind with like potato and mushrooms. And I think I'm mostly gonna go for the vegetarian one, and then gonna top this off with some soy yogurt, which I haven't had in like 2 months. I'm just not craving soy yogurt at all, and I used to live off that stuff, so that's still kind of interesting to me. Someone is busy playing cranberry. Oh no. I just quickly wanted to show you my gourmet meal. It's burnt tofu with some, like, an overflowing pot of pasta and veggies. Again, I just can't cook. It just fails every single time, but I'm gonna eat it. It's gonna be fine. It's just, oh dear. Other than that, it's Wednesday lunchtime. And since this past week, work has just been crazy. It's been just nonstop, back-to-back meetings, a lot of things to do. And I feel like I'm having a difficult time catching up on everything, like even private messages, stuff. Yeah, which is a little bit crazy. Also, I'm sort of getting my period, but since it's been a little bit weird the last few months, like starting very slowly, I'm like, is this my period? Is it not? I don't know. It's day 21, I think. So whatever. I feel fine. I still feel very good overall, and I'm still extremely grateful for that. But at the same time, I still feel like I'm very much in hermit mode, and I would love to just stay in every single day. I'm not planning on going to the office this week, even though my plan was initially to go once per week in January and then twice per week starting from February. But I'm like, no, it's just cold and raining, and I'm like sorta on my period, and I'm like, could not be bothered to leave the house. And yeah, it's already too much. All of the like appointments I have, like meetings, how do you call them? Like meetings with friends, like dinner dates, whatever. I'm already like, ugh. I don't know, but once again, as an introvert, last night I noticed that I have this like 2 hour, maybe sometimes even 1.5 hour window where I'm just so happy to talk to people. Like, I met up with my friend. We had a really nice dinner, really good conversation, just really lovely. But after around 2 hours, like at the point where the other person is like, shall we order another drink? And I'm like, no, can we please just go home? And obviously I say, yeah, let's order another drink. And then this moment kind of passes and I'm fine. But in the moment I'm like, no, I'm like, it's too much. I want to go home. And yeah, it feels weird because I do love my friends, but I just don't know, like my social battery is just drained after 2 hours. And sometimes if I overcome this point, then it's fine for another hour or two, depending on the setting as well. I feel like in a loud restaurant, I'm like, oh my God, this is too much. It's exhausting. Yeah, still dreading the office situation. But yeah, anyway, I need to eat. And then it's gonna be more meetings this afternoon, and then meeting my coworker for dinner, and then yeah, just on repeat. That's kind of my life for the next few weeks. I feel like, It's Thursday night and we're having a cozy night in. It's kind of unfortunate that after I was out meeting friends for the last couple nights, my husband is out tonight meeting a friend, and he was home the last couple nights. So yeah, I would kind of have liked a cozy evening with him, but now I'm having a cozy evening with the kitties and the fireplace turned on, which is really nice and cozy. I feel like we haven't used the fireplace as much ever, but this year it's like freezing cold, and we're also not traveling as much. Like the last couple of winters we were gone for 3 weeks last year and then 4 weeks the previous year, and now we're experiencing all of January. So it's cold and it's dark and it's kind of gloomy, but it's supposed to be really nice and sunny next week, but also once again freezing. Anyway, I was supposed to go to the gym tonight, but since I get my period, I decided not to go. And I think I'm gonna watch Working Moms. I love the show. We watched it basically right when it came out. And just today I was talking with a colleague about Marvin the manager, and I don't know, it's still like, it's just something that's stuck in my mind, this Marvin the manager guy. And I was like, why not watch Working Moms again? So yeah, I think I'm just gonna watch a couple episodes. and then go to bed early and hopefully get a head start with work tomorrow, because work has still been insane since the beginning of the year. It feels like we are already 2 months into the year, and it's not even 2 weeks, so it's a little bit crazy. But yeah, the other kitty is settling on the other poof. It's crazy. We have these 2 poofs and they are always occupied by the cats. And every time I turn on the fireplace, or we turn on the fireplace, we place them in front of it so that the kitties can get nice and cozy. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm just gonna lie on the couch and be really cozy and comfy. And then tomorrow's Friday. And then tomorrow night we're going to a comedy show. And then on Saturday, I'm gonna go running and take a bath afterwards. I'm really looking forward to that. And then Saturday night, we do actually have friends over for dinner and like game night. But if I don't talk to you again, then I just want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.